Hello, welcome to the final chapter, at least for this segment of Outdoors. We're going to take you down memory lane, reminisce with you a little bit about some of the things we've done with you over the past couple of years here. Now, I got a guest on who's been on, he says at least half a dozen to 10 times. He was one of our original guests. Welcome back to the final page here for Overlan.
Thank you.
What are some of the changes you've seen since you've been here on Outdoors?
I think other than some of the personnel changes, it's been a case of where the last 2 years or so versus the first year, a lot more outdoor type filming and such versus the indoor studio work in it.
Okay, you probably wonder how all these pieces of tape get put together, who puts it together, and how the music somehow seems to match just what we've been doing all these years. Well, I got the culprits in charge of this stuff out here. We have Tom Gee, who's been producer-director since about 3.5 years anyway.
Years.
Welcome to this side of the camera, Tom.
It feels strange being out here.
That was a super job on that fishing part there. The other fellow here is John Overlan, who is also a producer-director. This show got so annoying for people to do, they had to split the job a couple of ways. John was a PA when I first started, you said, and now director-producer. What were some of the most fun, not the least fun, the most fun shows that you've done, Tom, from your point of view?
I think the most fun ones were the first time we do anything. When you do a fishing show, first time we went out on Lake Ontario, and it's the first time I'd ever been out on a fishing charter, and going out there and seeing all the equipment that they take out to try and find where the fish are, and all the expertise that the captains have to do their job. Going on those were quite a bit of fun. Doing things that were also out of the ordinary. We got into some things that, like Ron had mentioned earlier, weren't the hunting and fishing aspect. They were more of other outdoor activities, so things like skydiving and let's say the off-the-wall things. We even had fun doing a little thing on radio-controlled cars.
Yeah,
and these little 12-inch long cars, and they're zipping around this track and tumbling over everything. It was quite enjoyable.
You've been doing some of the shows lately. Do you have any favorite, or if you want to flip-flop it and tell us a least favorite, take your pick.
I enjoyed pretty much all of them because the shoots that we went on for Outdoors were a lot different from shoots we go out on for other shows because we get to do things. We get to actually participate. Go out on the Sea-Deucer with Randy Snyder and go fishing or whatever. So I don't know if I really have a favorite. I enjoyed all of them.
Okay, Tom, we got a couple seconds before we get to the next. How about one where you really didn't like and you thought, well, why am I here? I mean, I could get a job as an auto mechanic. I mean, why am I doing this?
There were some that I can remember. We had one that I wish had never happened, and it was we had a little calamity. We were doing kayaking up at the Salmon River, and cameraman and I were carrying the equipment, and we were down on a dock, a little makeshift dock in the river, and we were leaning against the dock to brace the camera, and the dock gave way. And
I was there.
The cameraman went in, I went in, we went in with about $50,000 of equipment, and we went tumbling down through the river, pretty quick moving water.
Very quick.
And scrambled to our feet and got out of there. But the trip back wasn't too much fun, thinking about what might happen when we get back with waterlogged equipment.
For those of you who are members and saying this is how they treat our equipment, I want you to know that these guys were sacrificing their lives trying to save the equipment. They did not leave it sitting in the bottom of the river. We got it back, and it still works.
I think I still got some of the river in my lungs.
How long would it say you fellows average out of your time to, counting the field shoot, to the end of the half-hour show? How much time do you have to put in?
I'd say for every minute of a field videotape piece, you've got, just let's say in my effort alone, you've got probably 3 hours of work per minute. And then you've also got the camera operator and the assistant that goes along to help with the equipment and things like that. So by the time you arrange the details to do the shoot, go on the shoot, come back, edit it, pick out music and things like that, for a simple 4-minute piece, it could come up to probably 30, 40-hour man-hours.
Okay. Now you're going to have to look at an awful lot of television before you will ever see, you know, the quality shots that I think that we have brought you here on Outdoors. I mean, these people have gone to all sorts of extremes to bring you this kind of television, and, you know, I hope you've appreciated it over the years. Now, besides, you know, us that are here working to do the show, how many different sportsmen's groups would you say that we've had, John, who have, and incidentally, all the guests come for free, right, Ron?
You mean I'm not getting paid?
Same as we paid you before. We'll double it for today, since
Okay.
it's the last show. About how many sportsmen's groups have we had, and how many guests would you estimate we've had?
I'd say that over the years, we probably had about 50 different sportsmen's groups, you know, ranging from hunting clubs to hang gliding clubs and people like Ron, the DEC. And as far as guests, we've done about 150 shows, and if you figure an average of 2 guests, we're talking 300 people. And that's the people who appear here in the studio. And that's not counting the people who may be involved in the different shoots that we do.
That's right. You know, so if we've had maybe 300 studio guests, just a quick estimate, how many people do you think we've used as stars in the field?
Oh, I'd say if we've done, let's say 125 odd shows that had field footage in it, and at least 1 or 2 people. So I'd say all told, between the field appearances and in the studio, we've had 500 people involved in the show, as far as a guest.
Here's a fellow who you don't see, another fellow from behind the scenes somewhat. He's our executive producer who found me wandering on the street one day and said, "Hey, fellow, you want a job in television?" I said, "Well, sure, you know, I don't have anything else to do." This is Chris Zimmerman. Welcome to this side of the camera, too, Chris.
Strange to be here. I've seen you on the other side so many times. It's kind of strange to be on this side.
Okay, what have you seen as far as Outdoors goes, looking at it from your position over the years?
I'll tell you quite frankly, I've seen a lot of things that I never would have seen before. I'm not exactly what you would call a consummate outdoorsman, although I am interested in it. And I think that as a result of the show, we've given the public a look at some rare things, indeed. Terry, before I go, got one thing for you. Privileged on a part of the staff of Outdoors to present this to you. You know, you become such an executive that you haven't had a lot of time to do what you really love to do. And we're hoping that this will remedy that situation. This is the Executive Travel Pack for fishing.
Okay.
That's for you, given to you by the staff of Outdoors.
Okay, super.
I want you to get out in the field.
Staff of Outdoors. Okay, now, anytime I'm out there, you guys see me standing along the side, give me a ride in your boat, and that's really super. I appreciate it a lot, and thanks for watching Outdoors, and stop me on the street and tell us how you liked it, okay? Bye.